But I think you still have to understand what goes on here. I want you to understand what to expect. I'm able to give you that, not because I'm anybody special. I've just been doing it long enough that I've seen all the tricks. I've seen all the no's. I've heard really dumb stuff. The best one was 2 weeks ago. One of my associates got a customer. Pay attention, this is good. The customer canceled inside of 2 weeks. Well, he was saving money. So he called his customer up and said, why'd you cancel? My brother told me I couldn't do that or it would affect my insurance. What type of insurance? My health insurance. So after we had to correct him, his brother's probably lovely. He doesn't know anything about this business. So you need to understand that if you have a dream to do this business and make $0 to $500, that's cool. If you want to make more, that's cool. You have to protect it, especially from family and friends. The reason why most people fail is they listen to their family and friends. And as Mr. Levins tells you, when somebody is negative with you, ask yourself a couple questions. Are they where you want to be in life? You already know the answer. The answer is no. Or do they want to be like that? Are they happy in life with everything? The answer is no. You already know that. So why would you want to be like them? Why do you want to listen to them? You can offer it to them, expect the stupid answer, the negative answer, and move on and say next. The greatest word I ever heard in this business is next. I told my dad and Dick Exley as we're driving down here tonight, you do understand it's impossible to run out of people to talk with in your lifetime. There's 330 million people in this country. You can't possibly talk to them all. But I said, how can I add value? How much time do we have left till 8:30? As Amy said, 13 minutes. Oh, that's plenty of time. So I want to train you. I want to give you the goods. And I'm going to give you a story. It's a biblical story. I am not a Bible banger. They don't see me in church much. I don't think I do real well in there. In any event, it's a great story for this. It's about the sower of the seeds. Has anybody heard this story before? Nice, a couple people. Have you ever heard of Jim Rohn?
Absolutely.
Well, you're going to hear it from me. It's amateur hour, but then you can go and read what the pro says. But I do it actually pretty good. I was asked to do this 7 years ago by my mentor, and I learned it, and it makes sense for this business. So you have to understand going into two things. The sower is ambitious.
Right.
The sower is ambitious. The sower is a go-getter. As important, the seed is excellent.
Right.
Okay? I want you to understand about this business. Our seed is excellent. Energy is real. The lights don't flicker. The phone works. What's coming in less than 2 months works. You don't have to worry about that. The seed is wonderful. I don't have to convince anybody about the milkshake that's going to give you a six-pack and the pill that's going to make you feel wonderful. I don't put that stuff down, but for me, that's not a real business. This is so real because everybody has it. They have no choice whatsoever, and they're going to continue paying for it until after they die. After they die. I know that being an attorney. Estates, the house, they're done, they still pay for the house. So we got a pretty good thing. So the ambitious sower of the seed, I call him the farmer, he goes out and he spreads some seed. Well, here's what happens though. The seed gets eaten up, the birds come and get some of the seed. The birds come. Remember that. How does that play into this? I invited John to a meeting. John said he was coming. He was interested to see an opportunity. But then somebody talked to John. John didn't show up. The birds got John. Somebody said, you're not going to go to one of those things, are you? And they just talked him out of potentially his dream.
Right.
Now you have a choice. When that happens, you can go and try to fight the birds. Well, who told you not to come? I'll go talk with them. I'll tell them a thing or two. But I wouldn't sign up for that class, because if you do that, you leave the field. Your only job is to plant seeds, to share. So the birds are going to get some. And you do find out in life that there are in the world about 9 or 10 negative, miserable people. They just move around a lot. So when you run into one of them, you say, I can take you. There's only 8 or 9 more you left. But remember, the farmer is ambitious. He's a worker. He's not a couch potato, 7.5 hours a night watching the boob tube income reducer. He wants to build his dream, so he continues throwing the seed, and some of the seed lands on rocky, shallow ground. Starts to grow. And then the sun comes out, gets hot, and it dies. What does that mean? I invite Bill to a meeting, he comes. He joins. Oh my God, I'm so excited. 2 or 3 days later, I call him to get him started. I'm trying to work with him, get him qualified, and somebody went, boo. And he quit. What are you going to do about it? You going to change it? I wouldn't sign up for that class. You know why? You can't change it. I've tried. Leaders in this room have tried to call people that don't want to do it because they heard boo, and they are wasting their time. Now, the person could eventually call you back and want to do it again. We've had that. We'll spend all the time. We're helpers. But you'll learn in this business, one thing I learned from Steve Fisher. It's easier to have a new baby than raise the dead. Remember that. So now, he's ambitious. He throws more seed out and lands on ground. The ground's pretty good. It's got some thorns, but it starts to grow. Bill shows up to the meeting. He gets qualified. He even calls Brian up and says, let's show it to my buddy Billy and Harry. And they look at it, and he's going, oh my God, I got a good one. And then the next meeting or the next meeting, he doesn't show up. I call him, I thought you were going to show up. We showed it to those 2 guys. I know they said no, but there's 330 million more people. My screen door is broke. You have to fix your screen door. You can't let things like that go. And my garage, it was clutter. You can't have a dirty garage. See, what happens is people will let little things in life get in the way of the big picture. They're not disciplined.
Yes.
So you guys are at this point going, oh my God, how much of this do I have to take? And here's the good news, the rest of the story. He keeps spreading his seed, and eventually it hits good ground. Now remember this, write this down. It always does. It always does. If somebody has a good idea, a brilliant idea, it will always fall among good people. Always. And it just grows and grows. We've seen that. That's why we're executive directors. We've thrown a lot of seed out. It's gotten, for a lot of it, not on real good ground, but we found some good ground, and it's a blast when you find that. Here's the rest of the story. You'll find what we call the 30%ers, the 60%ers, and the 100%ers. Oh my God, do you want the 100%ers? But here's what you'll try to do. The person giving 30%, you're going to try to change them into 60%, and 60 into 100. I wouldn't sign up for that class. Doesn't work. They're going to do what they're going to do. And understand all of this, which is really cool. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, all that stuff that maybe doesn't work out because you really want to go after it, that's not of your making. I want you to understand what that means. If you're doing the right stuff, what the other people do, you can't control.
Right.
That's going to blow your brain if you try to take care of everybody. It's their own business. They are business owners. This is not a job, and you're not the boss. If you think you have to call somebody to get them going, and they go, oh yeah, and then they do nothing for a week, and you call them again. Amy, go ahead. I'm gonna kill it. You don't hear from her for another week. Let her go. Now, if she calls you back, you're going to help her always. That's why these guys have gotten to this level. I've learned more from people in this room than they can even imagine. I try to give them credit, but it's not enough. I've learned so much from the EDs. I learned from the SDs. I learned from the MDs. The best thing about this was said by Greg, which is, it's the people. I don't get emotional much, especially in front of people, but I got emotional last week in front of our group because this group, my group, our group, we're all one. They've changed me. I was not like this 8+ years ago. I was not feeling like I was blessed, and I had this life, which I had, and it was a very positive thing. I didn't recognize it. Then you get into this business, which people think are about wireless and energy. That's cute. That's just a vehicle. It's the best. It's about the people. I don't care what type of week you're having. It could be crappy. When you show up here, ask anybody who shows up if they don't feel better at the end of this. Even when an idiot like I show up. I mean, I can even do this. And all this stuff they're talking about, I couldn't tell you about energy, rates, so I don't care. Wireless, I mean, I'm an idiot with this stuff. Dilsheimer's into marketing. I don't know anything about marketing. I was told that all I had to do was play a video for people. I can do that. The rest takes care of itself. If you're in this business and you've done something with it, you know that's absolutely correct. Invite them to look at a video. How easy is that? If you're on Facebook, you do it. Look at the recipe. Look at the sporting event. You do it. I saw some guy who got in my business, did nothing. I took my wife to the Mountain View Chalet. It was wonderful. She had the scallops and I had the steak, blah, 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 blah. And the restaurant was the best. And posted. 158 people. Congratulations. He's doing work for the Mountain View Chalet. Did he get paid a penny? No. You all do it already. Don't feel guilty because you get paid, because people can save a few bucks or a lot of money on what they already paid for. Own it. That's what this is about. Own your lives. That's what I want you to do. I'm done. Peace. I'm out. Woo!